Ah, sweet. New Sonic Frontiers, The Final Horizon. As a Sonic fan, I gotta really indulge in all the content. Sonic Frontiers, The Final Horizon is an upcoming free content update to the open world action platform Sonic Frontiers. The Final Horizon content update is packed with new story content, challenges, and the ability to play as Tails, Amy, and Knuckles. The whole gang? Wow. What about Shadow? Check out the animated teaser trailer for Sonic. Ah, the Ring of Victory.
Of my millions of calculations,
This voice acting. The fuck is this?
there was one so remote and unlikely, I did not
She's so dark and mysterious and powerful.
consider it.
Can Sonic take her on?
It could be the one to save us all.
Do you know what happened?
It's gonna get dark. Amy's so cool. Really for representation.
Sonic handled 4 islands in this mess. I'm not going down to just one.
I'm not gonna lie, Sonic Frontiers had a decent story. The part where you was just running around in that empty ass open world, you thought that was decent?
Forge a new destiny!
Every time I interact with cyberspace, I'm getting more corrupted.
You think that's good? Come on, bro.
Every time Tails interacts with the cyber with the World Wide Web, his tails get corrupted. Oh my god.
This nigga Tails is turning into Violent Kin. Violent Tails.
I know it's been rough. Things are confusing. But I need you guys to just follow my lead.
Why they got my man's Knuckles on the far left like he ain't about to do nothing, bro? He should be standing right next to Sonic. He the fucking muscle. She ain't about to do shit with that damn hammer, bro. Except for banning you niggas in the chug.
Rewrite history. New story, new playable characters, new challenges.
At least the update is free. I can't knock it. It's free. I ain't gonna play it, but you know, somebody out there gonna play it. Shout out to What's the name? Let me see. What y'all talking about? What should I search? Unity engine devs upset. What are y'all talking about? Major Unity game engine change has game developers angry 6 hours later. Okay. Look at the power of Google. I found what y'all was talking about right away. Developers are up in arms as the popular game engine Unity announces some big changes that will have a massive impact across the industry. So for those of you unaware, the Unity engine is a very popular engine used to develop games. A lot of indie developers used it because from my knowledge in the past, it was free or it had like really small licensing fees. So it made it easy to get into game development. So a lot of your favorite games on Steam were made under the Unity engine. So let's see, why are developers mad at it now? It was basically like the engine for the people, basically. It's open source and it's free. There you go. Unity is one of those popular games. Yeah, we know. Unity has long been considered one of the best game engines in existence right alongside. Yeah, we know. Anyways, let's get to the story. Unity has decided to start charging game developers each time a user installs a qualifying game. What the fuck? What does qualifying game mean? The criteria that a game has to meet to trigger the new Unity runtime fee are as followed. A revenue of over 200,000 over a 12-month period. So if you made 200,000 in a year, so they pocket watching, and 200,000 installs over its lifetime. This is for the Unity Personal and Plus membership tiers. If this criteria are met, developers will have enough to cough up 20 cents per install. That's such a random number. They basically want royalty fees. Unity Pro and Enterprise members will have to meet a threshold of $1 million in revenue and 1 million installs over a 1-year period to trigger the Unity runtime fee, but will pay reduced rates compared to smaller developers. So the rich get richer, as little as 1 cent per install if the game has over 1 million installs per month. These changes come in effect on January 1st, 2024. This is so random. They basically want royalty-free fees off the game that they didn't even make because it runs on the engine. My thing is, like, if they're hurting for cash, why not just raise the price and be like, hey, look, guys, it costs a lot to make this engine. You guys are making a lot of money off the engine. So if you want to use it, instead of it being free, it's going to cost $100, a one-time fee or some shit like that. I'm pretty sure people would understand, but you got to pay pennies. And like, this is annoying business because now I got to sit there and every time I sell a game, I got to do the math. Oh, subtract 20 cents. Like that's extra work for the developers. And I'd imagine if you're an indie developer, you already have Yo, shout out to Everybody Hates Chris. I would imagine if you're an indie developer, you already have a small team that you're working with. Now we got to hire an extra person to sit there and do the fucking math. Does this come with extra perks and features, or you just want money? You just skimming? What did they say on Twitter? Today we announced a change to our business model. Yes, this is a price increase. Here's the link to their chart. What is this? God damn, this man, see what the fuck Elon did? Long ass tweet. I'm not reading all this shit. I'd rather read the article. Damn, like look at this. This is fucking look at this. I don't even want to read. I don't even want to read this shit. Imagine being a fucking game developer and you gotta read this shit. Okay, so if we got 100,000, then it's 15 cents per install. But if you got the Unity Enterprise, then you know it's 0.125 per install. This is fucking annoying, bruh. Like, why not just do a flat rate? All this is gonna do is, let's say like a studio is halfway through development. They're probably gonna finish the development because you don't want to sit there and switch engines in the middle of development. What this is gonna do is this is gonna push more people to Unreal Engine 5. Because isn't that shit free? And the graphics look better on Unreal Engine 5 anyway. This is gonna push more people to Uni 5. Or UE5, I mean. One of the biggest issues with the change to the Unity's pricing structure is that it applies to all the games, even though those were released years ago. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, they just... Nah, fuck these niggas, bruh. Ladies and gentlemen, how to kill your company in 30 minutes. So this is not even for games that are unreleased going into the future. They said, oh, you made a game on our system 5 years ago? We're taxing you now. Yeah, they're wilding for this shit, bruh. Developers who have existing games running on Unity have no way of opting out of the new terms of service. According to the Unity runtime fee FAQ page, this does not mean that developers will have to pay for installs that happen before January 1st, 2024. However, it will use historical install data. They said, we got all the data on you niggas, bruh, to determine whether the game meets the threshold or not. Unity has also had numerous layoffs in a recent history with Unity CEO. See, so it sounds like they're struggling to make cash, and that's why they're doing this. It's one of those extreme things where kind of like what's happening with Twitch. Like you presented your company as like you're for the people, which it was because the engine was free to use, and they didn't think about the business model. And in the long run, it hurt them because they're struggling to keep their servers online. So now they're doing dramatic measures where they're going too far left instead of trying to meet the developers in the middle. And that's why I said, why not just do like a price increase, give a thorough explanation of why you had to do it versus because asking for royalties is fucking insane. You didn't make the game, it's just an engine. Much of the backlash at the Unity runtime fee has been aimed directly at the Unity boss, however you say his name, who once insulted game developers who do not monetize their games with microtransactions. So this guy's a shit stain. The new Unity pricing structure aligns well with what's the name's belief that games need to create an engagement loop to drive microtransactions. You should look at the androids move, disturbing as fuck. Nah, I don't want to look no more of the Android shit. I would ask for new seats if I saw them androids. They're also going to charge per reinstall and maybe even pirated games. Yikes. If you've been offering something free for years, there's going to be pushback when they start charging. Yeah, this is unethical as hell. Yeah, developers 100% have the right to be mad. I said, all this is going to do in the long run, it's going to push more people to Unreal Engine 5. Like, how much does it, cost of Unreal Engine 5. I didn't mean to do that shit. Yeah, okay, I was right. So Unreal Engine 5 is free. It's free to get started for game development. A 5% royalty only kicks in when your title earns $1 million. So they're upfront about the shit. But you still have to earn $1 million. Like you might as well just go to the platform with the better graphics, the better tools, probably the better support. And then if you make a really dope game, you know Epic Games who owns Unreal Engine, they have their own storefront. Like I guarantee you, because Black Myth Wukong, that game that's coming out of China, the Soulsborne game, Souls-like game, that's running on Unreal Engine 5. I guarantee you when that game fucking comes to the West, it's gonna get promoted the hell out of on the Epic storefront. It's gonna get front page without a doubt, and it's not because it just looks cool, because it's a great representation of its engine. As I'm saying, you might as well go where the people are at, where the real money at. But that grandfathering thing, that shit is really dirty. Definitely got to put that on the show notes. Let's see, podcast notes. Let's see. Unreal. New podcast coming. I just haven't. We talked about Starfield and a bunch of other shit. I just haven't edited it yet. Unreal Engine. Unity Engine is wildin'. Oops. Well, no. What was that? What was it? Game Rant? What was the name of that website I was on? Game Rant. All good. The wait for the new pod is worth it. We now need Ethos's take on it. Yeah, we need a game developer's take on it. Let's see. Copy that link. That's very interesting. If I was a game developer, I would be upset. And shits and giggles. Let's throw the chart in there too. Create link. Copy. Boom. The comparisons between Unity and Unreal Engine 5 is crazy. Like, at least visually. Yo, shout out to LEBK5 with the sub. I appreciate it. Don't let a black man fail. Run them subs up. Oh, I guess it's fuck Unity. It's funny. You know, the irony of like the whole Unity situation is the engine is called Unity. And they just did the polar opposite. They just created a problem that caused dysfunction and no Unity. Which is unreal, by the way. It's unreal 5 times the normal if you think about it. That's fucking crazy, bro. Stay woke, chat. Stay fucking woke. That shit is fucking crazy, man. Stay the fuck awake, chat. We know what's going on. We know what the fuck is going on. Let's see. Bing, bong, 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 bong. Down to Marco. Shit. Is my Twitter stream offline? Did it go offline? Hold on 1 second, y'all.
I'm not fucking leaving.
That's why I kept checking this shit. Did it get knocked offline? Bing, bong, bong, bong. Producer. Monetization. Says I'm live. Let me make sure. Is my Twitter stream offline? Did it? Let's, oh no, I'm sitting there looking at myself. This shit weird. It definitely needs some work. Like, for some reason, it's on a replay right here. But then, how does this work? I didn't see it anymore. Yeah, but then I'm live right here, though. You can edit clips. I'm definitely about to give some feedback on this. I'm like, yeah, like it randomly. Let me tweet it out again. Some work. Like for some. We live tweet. It stopped during Mortal Kombat. That's weird. Y'all should have told me that shit. It's still getting the ingest. Like it's still live. I guess I'm just gonna delete this one. Twitter been kind of ass since Musk took over. Let's see, is it live right now? Like if the fucking stream can't say live, what's the point of even being live? What up, Xavier? We see. Okay, there we go. That's weird. Why did it? I might have to monitor that. Anyways, all right, let's get back to this bullshit. Enshrouded trailer. Check out gameplay and get another look at a post-apocalyptic, fantasy-inspired world of Enshrouded. This shit look ass. You could have the best internet in the world, you can see it's gonna bug out. Yeah, this look horrible.
iPhone is the best mobile gaming platform in the world.
What does that mean? Like, what does that mean? Like, is that something to brag about? We have the premier Candy Crush experience in the world.
iPhone is powered by high performance.
What do you use to record the podcast? I use OBS.
And power efficient Apple Silicon. Features advanced HDR displays, supports variable refresh rates, and is compatible with the most advanced game controllers.
Hey, who gives a fuck? Anyways.
Yo, what's going on?
Let's see what JD has to say about Spider-Man.
Everybody, it's JD, and guess what? We got an exclusive
look into Spider-Man.
So Discord and OBS. Yep, we be in Discord and I just record with OBS. I balance all the audio levels manually. I've been doing it for years, so like I know how to get that pristine. But yeah, you can do it through OBS.
Coming up, I'm on my way to a special.
I think with OBS too, you can record different audio tracks now too. I don't do that. I only do one. But
and right now,
he can't reveal anything. Is he just chatting?
Creators and press to check out Spider-Man 2 hands-on preview demo and
Embargo list Friday. Oh, so it's just a vlog of him at the thing.
All right, y'all. So I'm here at the event Spider-Man. I'm trying to get footage of the.
That's what's up. No problem, Ryzen.
So they have like this cool, I don't know, Spider-Man 2 setup thing. They got this. The rest of the room is kind of built like Coney Island. Let me flip the camera around.
He's just vlogging. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I want to see what he has to say. We'll come back to him later. I'm gonna still give him a like because he's a homie. Invade. No, I don't care about that. But yeah, I want to hear about the game. Is there anything else? I think that's all in the sub. Oh wait, they got motherfucking Avatar Aang in this bitch. Whoa, Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl gets better.
Avatar Aang is back and ready for his return to Nickelodeon All-Star.
Yeah, he could put a little more enthusiasm in his voice. We watching a fight of Avatar Aang versus Donatello.
Brawl 2, with a fresh new moveset and design totally fit for an airbending master.
Oh, can he only airbend? Boo.
Some returning movement options like his air scooter and glider, as well as the addition.
I know he got great stage recovery.
Excellent movement capabilities and fantastic combo potential. As the avatar and master of all 4 elements, Aang naturally has other abilities.
Okay, he can do other things. Okay.
Airbending. His side special pushes enemies back and lights them on fire, which does damage over time. And his neutral special, Ice Shards, is a chargeable attack where, if in the air, he'll throw the shards diagonally.
Avatars, he better get. Avatars, they got to be his alt.
His grounded and aerial down charge attacks are both devastating earthbending techniques. In addition to the powerful pillars of stone that erupt from the ground after landing with the aerial version, Aang can also spike opponents.
He looks fun to play.
Precise timing and spacing necessary with his staff.
Yeah, he looks fun to play.
Now
I'm not gonna lie, this game looks better the more they show it. I already know he broken. I mean, he's a fucking avatar. He should be.
Here's his light up air, down air, back air, forward air, and of course neutral air. And now his grounded light down.
And he got a neutral water shield. That's cool.
As you might have noticed, these are all entirely new moves from Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 1, and by extension that means there's a lot of new possibilities to explore.
They should add Azula too. That would be fire. Literally.
Way off stage to apply pressure and still make it back safely. His neutral game revolves around slipping and sliding with deceptive, elegant movements and generally defensive play. As you'd expect, his presence in the air is very powerful.
He moves like Sheik, but he got like magic powers and shit. Yeah, that was nasty. That little water shield to the fucking finish, that was nasty.
While he does have an excellent recovery, especially now that he can air dodge out of his up special, he's also one of the lightest characters in the game, which makes him much easier to knock out.
That makes sense.
If you love having lots of unique movement and combo options, maybe Aang is the avatar for you.
Jimmy Neutron would be cold. Jimmy Neutron is in the game.
And stay tuned for more character spotlights.
That was like one of the first characters they announced. I don't know if there's a trailer for it. Jimmy Neutron, Nickelodeon, All Stars, Brawl 2. Cora's in it? Yeah, I'm a buy it. I don't know if Cora's in it. Yeah, that was 4 weeks ago. There's a Jimmy Neutron trailer already.
Jimmy Neutron, the boy genius, makes his way into Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 as a defensive zoner wielding all sorts of fantastic...
A zoner. This is Nomad's character.
An all-purpose toaster.
Man, his head looked like a damn snow cone.
Intelligent purple flurp rocket launcher, and many more. Jimmy's most noteworthy invention is, of course, his beloved robot companion, Goddard, who can be summoned with down special, and once active, can be controlled by again pressing down special. If you choose to let him...
I feel like if you brick that, though, you you left wide the fuck open. What's going to stop me from dodge rolling that slow-ass attack and bopping you upside the head? GI Community Tournament for Nickelodeon All-Stars? That's a possibility.
He'll explode on contact with the opponent. Goddard will be...
Am I watching the State of the Play tomorrow? What time is it? I didn't know there was a State of the Play. What time is it tomorrow? I need to put it in my notes.
After taking a bit of damage, so try to keep him close. Goddard can...
5 p.m. EST? What's that for me? That's 2? Let me put it in there. State of Play, 2 p.m. Save. Oh, no, not Wednesday. Tomorrow. Thursday. Save. The direct is at like 7 a.m. Yeah, because that's on Japanese time. I'm not watching that
Round
shit.
with the control
I'll
stick,
catch the trailers.
shoot lasers with the charge attack button, chomp with the regular attack button, and even be dropped on enemies' heads by holding down and again pressing the regular attack button. Just be careful to remember that while you're controlling Goddard, Jimmy himself will be stationary and vulnerable, but all you have to do to switch back is, again, press the special button. You'll also immediately be forced back to Jimmy if he starts taking damage. As for his other gadgets, Jimmy's neutral B is a rocket launcher that lets you pre-program a series of inputs into the rocket's trajectory, meaning whichever directions you press while charging the rocket.
I'm getting, what's the old boy's name? PK Fire! I'm getting those type of vibes. What was his name? Ness. I'm getting Ness vibes from him.
That's the direction the rocket will travel.
Yeah, they got Squidward.
If all that neuron activation is too complicated for you, don't worry. Jimmy has plenty of fancy tricks without Goddard. His disjointed attacks,
yeah, he's literally Ness.
Aerial light forward, are fantastic for slapping opponents away. And the Super Bubblegum Mobile covers his entire body with an active hitbox, making it a
You heard about Square Enix?
challenge and a great
Nah, what happened?
if you get overwhelmed or have trouble landing. To touch on one of Jimmy's weaknesses,
The only problem with this game is its release date. It comes out the same day as Spider-Man 2, I think. But I might fuck around and get it, especially if it's cheap. If it's like $30. Let's see, Square Enix. They lost $2 billion. God damn. Let's see, Square Enix news. Bloomberg, IGN. Here we go. I think it's 50. I'd still pay for that. Square Enix loses nearly $2 billion in value since Final Fantasy 16. New report casts doubt on the ability to recover. Square Enix has lost nearly $2 billion in value since the launch of Final Fantasy 16 in June, and a new report has now cast doubt on the company's ability to recover. Shares in the company have plummeted to nearly 30% since Final Fantasy 16 came out on June 22nd, closing on September 13th at its lowest point since May last year. Doesn't surprise me. Final Fantasy 16 is fucking boring as shit. And I'm gonna say it on the next podcast, not the one that we're gonna upload soon, but probably the next podcast, because I'm gonna put this on the podcast notes too. I said like maybe 2-3 podcasts ago, I was like, I like the game at the beginning, and I was like, I see it getting a Game of the Year nomination. I think I changed my mind. I don't think this shit gonna get Game of the Year. It's not terrible, but like y'all see, I didn't go back to Final Fantasy 16. This shit is boring, bruh. Where's Final Fantasy 7 Part 2? Shit is fucking boring. It's too many cutscenes. 11 hours? Oh, I did write it down. Square Enix. I forgot I wrote that down. 11 hours of fucking... Yeah, just too much talking. Where the smoke at? The PlayStation 5 exclusive sold 3 million copies during launch week, a figure that sparked a debate online. It's crazy. Where the Sony ponies at, man? All the Sony ponies that was shitting on Starfield? Sitting in fucking Twitter spaces all day, lying about playing Starfield, talking about it's the worst game ever. Where y'all at? That's crazy. Jokes aside, I would hate to see Square Enix, because they're talking about this shit going under. This is a legacy company. I would hate to see them go under. But honestly, it makes sense. Because if we push aside Final Fantasy 16, I don't know how 7 Remake sold. I would imagine that one sold okay. But keep in mind that Square Enix also published Avengers. That shit garbage. Square Enix also published the Tomb Raider games, which were good games, but I don't think they sold well. They published Forspoken, not very good. They also published a bunch of shitty mobile games. Like, now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, it doesn't surprise me that they're financially struggling. They've had more duds than studs, now that I think about it. Kingdom Hearts is their bestseller. This does not surprise me when I think about it. A figure that sparked a debate online whether it met Square Enix's sales targets. Square Enix told IGN in July sales of Final Fantasy 16 were extremely strong and insisted the game sold well relatively to the PS5 install. Triangle Strategy. Does that sell well? I know that's on the Switch, right? Does that sell well? I don't know too much about that game. IGN sources familiar with the performance of Final Fantasy 16 confirmed sales had slowed considerably. So it had a strong launch, but I think what happened is, because remember, all the reviews said the game was amazing, but then that was like the critics' reviews. The people's reviews were not that good. I think what happened is people saw the Metacritic, the people's reviews, and they were like, eh, and then the sales slowed down. Sold 1 million plus on the Switch and PC. Considering how big the Switch's install base is, and I think that game is exclusive to the Switch, that's not good. Because Switches, I think they have the most sales right now in terms of like hardware in the house, that's not that good. Just 1 million. So yeah, like they're not doing good in terms of sales. New report from Bloomberg painted a bleak picture for Square Enix, which reported a sharp profit decline in August. The thing is, PlayStation players legit ain't playing their games. I can't remember the last time I played a Square game. I don't even get the remake because I'm tired of Final Fantasy VII story. Yeah, they just be on Twitter talking. They be in Twitter Spaces. This is crazy. Like, jokes aside, I wouldn't want to see them go under because I mean I like some of their games. And also, you don't want to see people lose their jobs. So hopefully they can come out with a win. They need a winner, bro. That Final Fantasy VII Remake 2 better be fire. Game was easy to me. I felt OP like a third strike. You can just spam the square button, bro. Let's see. Is there any more trailers? Oh, this is all from the other day. Let's go on Feedly. I love the Tomb Raider series. Yeah, I like the Tomb Raider games. I like the remakes. I was strictly talking about sales. I'm not talking about the quality of the game. Just sales. This week, Ahsoka tried to do the hardest thing Star Wars has ever done, whatever that means. Final Fantasy VII, Remake 2, and Kingdom Hearts 4 are their announced big ones, I feel. Hopefully they get it together. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Daredevil crossover will happen. That's a comic book. That's pretty cool. Starfield is the death of video games as we know them. What does that mean? Makes me wonder if Final Fantasy 16 being exclusive really mattered or not for their money.
What it do?
Definitely would have did better if it was on PC, probably. Definitely would have did better. Starfield is a sweeping expert. Very true to sound, but there's nowhere else to go with this kind of video game. What's the point you're making? Square has to stop doing PlayStation exclusives. They need to open up. I don't want to. This game is set model, but particularly with regards to AAA single-player RPGs, Assassin's Creed 2 would cultivate a formula. Yo, shout out to Black Nomad with the sub. So basically, he's tired of open world games. My thing is, like, you're using Starfield's name to get this point across. Like, the title of the article should be, "I'm tired of open world games." But he knows everybody's shitting on Starfield, so it's convenient to put this in the title. This shit is hella misleading. Yeah, super clickbait. This is why I skim through articles, because most of y'all shit ain't worth reading. Niggas just be chatting, bro. Y'all be talking about me chatting on the stream. Just be chatting. And which I agree. Like, there's too many open world games, but like, you don't have to put that point into the headline to make it look worse. And that's what we talk about in the latest podcast. Like, we all agreed that, like, well, none of us on the podcast had high expectations for Starfield in the first place, but we do agree it's a good game. It's just not great. It might be disappointing, but like the way some of like these PlayStation fanboys, like these articles are making it seem like it's the worst fucking game ever. And I'm like, nah, fucking, I was talking about it on the podcast. I was like, there's a point in Starfield. I mean, y'all saw it on stream if you weren't in like the previous stream, where I was exploring some abandoned hospital. I found some abandoned organs in a suitcase. I picked it up. I go back to space. The police pull me over. And then they lock me up because I had illegal body organs on my damn ship. They send me to jail, and then I shot my way out of fucking jail. And then the whole town thought that was the enemy. I'm like, that shit is fucking cool. I'm like, that's not a trash game. I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Does it have problems? Absolutely. But I'm like, trash? I don't know. Y'all niggas need to expand y'all vocabulary, bro. I don't know. Xbox gamers don't shit on P's exclusives nearly this bad. Yeah, PlayStation, I think PlayStation probably has the most toxic fan base. Nintendo gamers just be in their own world with their Luigi hats and shit. The Twitter stream looks clean and only a few seconds behind. True. You might have just sold me on Starfield, LOL. It's one of those games, like, it's an RPG, you got to make your own fun. Like, well, there's a story too and all that shit, but like, I be making my own fun. Yeah, I think PlayStation's got the most toxic fan base. And don't get me wrong, because Xbox can be toxic too, but PlayStation, they be on some other shit. You sold me on Astro Chain too. Astro Chain was fire. It was a fire game. We still waiting for the sequel. I don't really see any good news though. They really got the space TOA. And then we was also talking about, like, on the podcast, how like it's so ironic. People are shitting on Starfield, and they're using No Man's Sky as an example. I'm like, yo, did y'all forget No Man's Sky? This revisionist history is fucking crazy, bro. No Man's Sky was ass when it came out the gate. It took like 3 years to fix the game, and now they're comparing it. And I think Starfield is one of those games that's gonna get. It's like a solid 8 right now. It's one of those games that they clean up the UI, add some mods. It's gonna get better over time, and it's gonna be more revisionist history. I think the PlayStation fan base are really getting threatened by Game Pass. Yeah, it was literal ass when it came out. I'm like, why are y'all? That's a terrible argument. The console wars is like, it's getting more and more pathetic the older we get. Xbox hadn't had any games to play, so they just be chilling by default. Xbox got a ton of games to play between Starfield, Lies of P, Sea of Stars. I think Flintlock is coming. Apple wants its new iPhone to be your next gaming device. I really wish Apple would stop teasing and just get into the gaming space if they want to get into it. I'm talking about over the years. I feel that. Flintlock is next year. True. Have y'all ever tried a live podcast? Yeah, we used to do it, but like, and then we used to take like live questions from people at the end of the show, but it was kind of like fucking up the flow of the show. So we kind of went back, and then also it was fucking with our viewership too. People weren't watching the podcast as much when it was live because they already saw it live. So it's like it kind of defeats the purpose, and we need that ad revenue, baby. I don't see anything interesting though. It might just be time to get on a game. Not all players are gonna be happy with Assassin's Creed Mirage. What does that mean? We found in our recent Assassin's Creed Mirage preview that while Basim's how you say his name? Adventure does harken back to Altair and Ezio's glory days, some of the baggage from the modern RPG games is still coming along for the ride. We're definitely going back in time with how long it'll take to complete your game. Mirage will be around 5 times shorter than Valhalla, but again, this isn't wearing Ubisoft. I'm not worried about that shit. Bit of a gamble for you. There's currently no telling if it'll play off. How are most people going to react to being given less time with the game after Assassin's Creed got so big? I personally think Mirage is shaping up to be a tighter, more meaningful experience, but it does still have Ubisoft's trappings. I did notice some of the RPG elements in some of that preview video that we'll see. The worst part about the console wars nonsense is that grown-ass people are mad and worried about what another grown man does with their time and money. Yeah, like that'll never not be weird to me. The people sitting in them Twitter spaces like yelling at each other. I'm like, bro, do y'all even play games? Like, y'all having fun? There's too much fun to be had to be arguing over a goddamn game. Liza P is the best Souls-like since Elden Ring. Oh, shit. Got Lords of the Fallen coming, too. Yeah, I think we're done here. Which series do you feel is better, Bayonetta or Astro Chain? Overall, Bayonetta, but I mean, they have 3 games. Astro Chain has 1. Bayonetta 1 and 2 are amazing. 3, Astro Chain just has 1 amazing game. So based off numbers alone, I would give it to Bayonetta. I don't see anything. New PlayStation update allows for second controller assist. What does that mean? This accessibility feature allows to allow 2 controllers to be used at once, meaning players can help others by playing games collaboratively. This is just one suite of features as part of the new update, which is available to download today globally. Oh, so if you suck at fucking games, you can have 2 people help you at once. That's crazy. That's crazy. I can't beat Millennia. Please log into my account. You got 2 people fucking running co-op on your account. That's crazy. Get good. All right. Let's get on Starfield.